Welcome back to the Guitar Player in His Van podcast. On this episode, we try out a new microphone and see how well it sounds. Hopefully this turns out better than just using my phone's microphone. My great bandmate and good friend Molly Rose gave me this microphone that hooks up to my iPhone, and I think the quality is going to be a little bit better. I am on my way home. Thank you, Molly. I should say that. Thank you, Molly. I'm on my way home right now. Second weekend, or second leg of April. 2 weekends done. My goodness. Those were long 2 weeks right there. We played in Florida, then had a week off nearly. Played in Florida, had a week off in PCB, and then played in Birmingham, Alabama. And then went to Columbia, South Carolina, and played at an old raceway, Speedway, Columbia Speedway, I believe, in Casey. And, man, I am tired. Body is wore out. I'm ready to get back to my bed for a little bit. See my lady. Kick the dog. No, we ain't gonna kick no dog. I can't wait to see my boy. My good old pit bull, Carl. It was a good time, though. Loving every minute of it, you know. Not every minute. There's tough times, but even those I'm still grateful for, I guess. We had some really fun shows. In Florida, my mom came down, and she flew in. She's never flown to one of my gigs before. That's pretty serious. It's pretty cool, man. Furthest she's ever traveled to see me play. That's what I'm talking about. It's good stuff. Having so much fun out there. I had a crappy scooter that I'm taking back to Walmart because its battery life is absolutely terrible. But it was good to have, especially when we were in PCB. Well, let's talk about the shows. Okay, so Thursday, Friday in Florida, we played at the Dallas Bull in Tampa Bay. Pretty cool spot, I do say myself. At least the way the stage is set up and the multi-tieredness of it, I enjoyed that quite a bit. Florida was nice. And then we headed to Fort Myers, the ranch in Fort Myers, and we played there for a night, and that was interesting as hell. Now, not trying to hate on these venues, but I will critique a little here by saying, what's the deal with the rail for the stage? Tampa Bay, Dallas Bull, your rail, it's missing the part where they stand on it, so they can't push it over or push it back because they're standing on the damn thing. Like, come on now, your homemade rail looks cool, but it's kind of missing like the most important factor. Not going to move. That was interesting as heck. Ryan almost did the splits out there. because he jumped out to the rail with one foot, put one foot on the stage, and that Man, Ryan Upchurch, he might be a little overweight. Eating too many honey buns and drinking too much yoo-hoos, but he's still acrobatic. I was kind of scared. I'm like, how is he getting back up here? And then, okay, so the ranch, there was no rail. The people were right up there on the stage with us. You understand we got important things up there? You gotta have a rail when there's like 1,500 to 2,000 people in the place. Come on. Like, what are you doing? Midway through the show, you gotta start collecting bottles. It was good. I mean, amazing. Like, you just, everybody did a great job. Everybody did a great job. But work on your guys' rails. Like, come on now. That's, I don't know what you're doing there. The shows were a lot of fun. Felt like you were on top of the crowd the whole time, of course. And then I'll get to PCB a little bit. I'll say this past weekend shows: Birmingham, Alabama, Avondale Brewing Company stage. What was super unique about this place was, well, we had pretty awesome green rooms. We had a green room that was like forever long of a building. It had different things going on in it. Lounge area with a ton of ice cream, heck yeah. Then a production office area. And then we got stationed in this augmented reality projector with a screen that like has like a surface that you can hit balls into, and it can track where the ball would go. Crazy stuff. So much fun. But getting to showtime, we're like, what's gonna go with this weather? What's going on here? Is it gonna get better? Is it gonna go away? T2 gets up there, kills it. Broadnex gets up there, kills it. Here come the downpour. And it rained hard. We had to obey the laws of the land, which was any lightning strike within 8 miles of the venue would cause the venue to evacuate everybody from the premises, and they'd have to gauge, you know, whether or not they could start up 30 minutes later or so, something like that, you know. Tough deal there. A lot of people got rained on, and nearly everybody stayed. Did their absolute best to wait and find out if the concert was going to happen. And I would say it was about 10 minutes that spanned, this is not happening, and 10 minutes later, oh, I think we might be able to get back up there. We had to readjust, and we got 60 minutes to play. We're going to get everybody back in there. We're going to have to change the set list around so we can fit in as many songs as we can in that amount of time. And we got to kill it. And everybody brought their A game. It was amazing. Simply amazing. The best feeling ever. I can't imagine what the fans felt like. Especially all the people who got drenched chanting Upchurch, wondering if the show was going to happen. This might not happen too. Holy crap, this is happening. We encored with Hillbilly. Everybody lost their minds. It was a riot. Great time. Such a great time. And then yesterday we played in South Carolina, and the Speedway was pretty neat. big ass stage. I believe they call an SL 320. You look that baby up on Google. SL 320 stage. She's a biggin. Let's just say that. And it needed a biggin sound system to go with it. And thank goodness for Mason Sound for bringing it. It was awesome. So much fun to play on a stage that size, all set up just for our show, in this huge field surrounded by trees and a track and thousands of people in the audience. Just awesome, absolutely amazing. Again, love it. Started using a talk box about what? I would say the last show of the last run. Added the talk box in, and I've been working on it, getting better with it every show. Pretty fun to throw it in there and bring out that classic wizardry of guitar. If you don't know what's going on, you know, you're like, hell yeah, that guitar player just made his shit talk. And I don't know if they can tell or not, but doing it anyways. It's a lot of fun. I think there was only one night we didn't end with James Dean, which was wild. First night to not play James Dean was last night. I just realized that. I love that song. Fantastic song. Alright, so let's get to PCB. What does a bunch of rock stars who just came off an awesome weekend do on a beach? Well, we party. That's what we do. But after we get all packed in, or unpacked, we got to unpack the bus and then pack in the B&Bs, you know, and set up the studio, which is exactly what we did. Set up the studio. We didn't record a lot, but we got some ideas down, and we had a lot of fun. Played video games. Me and Ethan continued to buy new Switch games, but he really is getting after it by buying all the Switch games that are on sale. He beat Oregon Trail. Not in one sitting, but he beat it while we were there. What we were playing Switch Sports, the new Wii Sports, and it was pretty killer. I got to get better at golf. Absolutely terrible. But I played a lot on the beach, ran around a lot on the beach. Wiffle ball, football, frisbee, crab hunting at night. Got in the water 2 days in a row. Got pushed around like a ton. Swam way too much. Using muscles I don't use. Pretty sore from that kind of stuff. I love to live up every moment and do everything that is right in front of me to do. But yeah, the ideas we fleshed out. Some of them were from the last B&B that we stayed in previously, which there was like a week separating that, and yeah, it was awesome to make some stuff with the band, so we can figure out where we're taking our project next. The Dixielanders, a real frickin' deal, and it's kind of mind-blowing. That's what we're working on right now, and the magic in working on something like this and creating art with a person like Ryan is anything's possible. So what are we trying to achieve, you know? And from a music standpoint, all I can think is to write the best I can possibly write when it comes to whatever song we are making. So like whatever its stylistic is, whatever the styling is, the genre, we are going to make this awesome for what the song is in that genre as best as possible, you know? And then we're also making, you know, we've made songs that have completely the weirdest structure I've ever heard for song. And it works. That's, man, unbelievable. Hopefully you guys didn't get that text from my dad there. What else? We celebrated 420 yesterday. That is for sure. No doubt. We celebrated at midnight the night before, or the morning. And that was good times. Great times. I am definitely happy to be back on the road, headed home for a little bit. Before we finish up this first run, this first leg really, this first half of the tour, with Green Bay and East Moline in Illinois. Yeah, I can't thank my bandmates enough for being there, and that we all get to live through this stuff together. Our whole camp, our whole crew. Yeah, definitely couldn't do this stuff alone or without them. It's good to have Molly and Ethan to lean on. You know, this podcast is not just supposed to be a recap of the tour. It's also supposed to be about how you're doing this thing, you know. This is the faint of heart segment, right? You got to be ready to embrace the suck. I say it again. There's a lot of suck about being on the road. You don't get the greatest sleep all the time, but you're enjoying like every moment of it. At least I believe I am. Like, even when I'm having to like unpack and repack a trailer, I've unpacked and repacked multiple times already, and it's tough, and carrying equipment down and all of that stuff. Can't get enough of it, you know, like, it's just like these moments on stage that happen, and you really understand why you're doing all of those things. And so, like, every moment that sucks becomes a part of the process that almost like makes it all worth it. That all of the effort that you're putting in that hurts your body, hurts you mentally, makes you tired, whatever, want to go just chill out, watch some freaking Netflix series all day long and do nothing and eat ice cream or something like that. Instead of doing that, you get up there and you go play for everybody and make them happy, and it just makes you happy. It's the best. Like, it's totally, I don't know. It's just awesome. But you got to be prepared to embrace that suck, you know? That's when you really know whether or not you can do it. Moving around a bunch, going to all these different places, definitely does feel like a whirlwind. Almost a hurricane. And I guess what all holds it together is the music itself. Like the task at hand. Without the task, I don't understand what people would be doing if they're just like going places constantly for no apparent reason. Thank goodness we're there to, you know, do something that's bigger than ourselves. I guess it feels way bigger than me, which I guess that's probably why it's so much fun and why it feels so great. You get a bunch of people all singing with you at the same time, just feeling great. I've dreamed about these moments for a long time. I think I remember the first time I listened to Pearl Jam live, or one of those few times, and I can hear the crowd singing along, and then they continue singing the song well after Pearl Jam's decided to end it. And you go, what in the heck? That is powerful. You know, that's gotta be the most insane thing ever, or one of those special insane things in life, where you can write something, sing it, and have others want to sing it too, back to you. And yeah, it's a heck of a feeling to be singing along with 2,000 other people singing the same song with you. And you know, I don't know if I have mentioned this, but it is pretty freaking amazing to make Ryan feel happy about it, to earn his respect enough that he cares about what we think, and that he feels this is all the right direction, you know? That us being a part of his music is for the best, not just for him, but for others, and believing in that, like, that's just, it's pretty eye-opening. You know, and he wants to take it to another level, which makes you go, okay, you know, you do understand you've already done a lot, right? And you want to have us come and help take it somewhere else and achieve that. That getting laid on you just feels, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty, it's not overwhelming. It is in one sense, but it's like, all right, we'll throw the pitch. I'm ready to swing. Let's go. Let's go play. That, let's go right. Let's go play. Let's go believe in it. Let's go see what magic can happen. And the mysteriousness of riding itself. All that it might hold and may not. It's can be grueling, but it also can be just like, I don't know, such an enlightening feeling to get after it in that way, in that respect. Let's go achieve more. Yeah, I'm really grateful for all of these opportunities I've been given. It's hard to understate that. Because every moment feels like a gift. And I kind of stopped worrying about whether or not I deserve it. It's one of those things that I have now kind of overcome, I think. You don't worry about it at a certain point, whether or not you deserve it. If it's there, it's time to eat, It's like you do something wrong and your parents get mad at you. They don't get to just like take your dinner away. They're still gonna feed your ass, at least if they're good parents, They might not get your dessert, which that makes sense, but it's there. It's time to eat. Sometimes that meal is gonna taste really good. I don't know. This stupid metaphor. But yeah, I'm just trying to give back as much as possible for all of the glory that I feel right now, and that however hard I work and effort to serve the world in this function and all the other functions that I serve it, matters a lot to me. Especially now. I guess this is why Ryan really likes us, is because he knows that we care about it so much more than most do. He knows that I don't know if he knows how grateful I am, but he definitely feels how long I've waited to do this at this point, and how much it means to me that I've finally earned it. Yeah. Some people just don't have respect for it. He talks about that all the time. It's like they squander their whole deal and their chance to be themselves and be the very thing it is that they're supposed to be. And there's others that had to go do other shitty fucking things with their lives in the meantime that they didn't necessarily want to do, as they gave it everything they could to the thing they wanted to do. And those people are the people you want to surround yourself with, because it means so much more. I think it's almost like a gifted singer and a person who had to learn how to sing. I don't know what it is, but I feel like some people who are very gifted, whether it be with their musical abilities or their vocal abilities, don't care about it as much as the people who had to earn every ounce of their talent. And that's why it's so awesome to see those who are incredibly gifted care just as much as you do. Because then you can see how light years ahead they are of people. And really appreciate everything they are. Instead of seeing someone and going, you really squander this. You squander all that you have, that you are gifted with. But those are judgmental ears and eyes. You can't always be sitting there going, you know what you could do with your life to somebody. That doesn't help them. It certainly doesn't help benefit you. But, sometimes you need to say that to, probably the closest people you are with. Tell them that you believe in them so much more than they certainly believe in themselves with the actions they show to the world, It's like, hey, if you had an ounce more of care for this thing, it would set you over the edge past what you believe you are. And then you'd actually be the very thing you think you can't be. I don't know why we're not all striving for that. The only thing I can think is fear. Uncertainty. And that's definitely something I've always ran into when it comes to the future of my chosen path. But when I get too caught up with uncertainty and stuff, that's when stress sets in and anxiety, and there's no need for that. So, rather not be uncertain about the future and just be prepared for it instead. And that is the hardest task, I would say, is how prepared are you for your dreams to become a reality? Can you put that into words yet? Can you put it into action? Do you even understand what it might take to achieve all of your dreams? No, you don't. So you take steps in that direction and you do your best with what you have around you. And when you get to look back one day on the path that you just previously crossed years ago, you can say to yourself, I knew I should, why didn't I have this, man, could have done, if I hadn't gone here, I wouldn't learn how to get there, or whatever, I'm going to take a stop and a rest break and get some gas at this gas station. And then I'm going to come back and give you my conclusion to this podcast. Thank you for listening to the Guitar Player in His Van podcast. We are not endorsed or sponsored by Line 6 Helix. We would like to be endorsed and sponsored by Line 6 Helix. I would talk about the Line 6 Helix so much more and get into so much more depth into what goes on with a Line 6 Helix on the road if I was endorsed by Line 6 Helix. Alright. Pause. Alright. Got the last. We got Route 4 and the interstate left. Get home. Let's get on the road and do it. Oh. My muscles hurt. I think I just haven't gotten enough sleep. Not enough good sleep. You know, I'm getting sleep enough. Definitely enough to perform. And it's kind of funny. You feel a little funky before a show. You know, after doing so many on the road, you get a little funky. You're a little tired. And then showtime comes around and it's just like something just turns on. It's like, ooh, there's a buzz in the air. There wasn't anybody here this morning other than the people that are helped putting it on. The place looked kind of ghostly. And now, by God, there is thousands of people out there waiting for us to get up and play. This is going to be fun. This is what I call the best. It's, yeah, I don't know, incredible feeling. It's just like electricity, I guess, is what it feels like. The only comparable thing. There's just like this energy waiting for you to unpackage it and let it go, and it's almost like Christmas. It's almost like 4th of July, all combined into one. Yeah, that's probably the description. But what time is it? It's 7:07. I'm probably gonna get home here at 8:30. We left South Carolina last night, late in the night. Got to Nashville this morning, almost noon, and me and Ethan went over to Molly's house, check out our new scooters that we ordered, that we hoped had already been there for the past 2 weeks, but you know how that goes. We'll get to use them in the future, and probably this weekend. Take them to go get Starbucks and stuff. And now I'm about an hour out, I believe. Hour, 20 minutes or so. Praying that the van continues to do good. Thankful that it has done so well with all of these trips. Thankful that my mind has been doing so well with all of this moving around, honestly. You know, sometimes a person can feel probably pretty lost out here. I definitely have felt the what in the world are we doing out here moments, feeling that kind of stuff, but it hasn't brought me down whatsoever. I guess it's because there's more purpose to what we're doing than most usually have, you know. I go out there and I play and I feel like I'm fighting for everything that is good. I don't know if that's what everybody else feels like when they go out and play, but that's what I feel. I feel like I'm supposed to be out there to make people's lives better. For them to enjoy a show and a performance so much that they are willing to continue doing all of the good things that they should be doing with their lives that help benefit the world. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to perform any other way than that. You know, unless it is you have your own motives for playing that are, you know, that are like, I do it this way for me. You know, it's like I definitely do this stuff for me, but I hope for it to always be mutually beneficial to everyone involved. Or why would you do it? Why would you perform, you know? Why would you do anything? You know? Like, it's just silly. Do things all just for yourself. Yeah, I don't know. But, I guess the conclusion of this week's podcast would be that things are going great. Very hopeful for the future of where music is taking me. And that when you truly believe that your mission is the right one to be on, and that you're on the front lines of doing what's best for you and everyone that is around you, I think that means you're on the right path. That you're with people that understand you, understand the thing that you enjoy is the very thing that they want to do with you. You got to be on the right path. If you're not on the right path, you feel it, right? It's in your gut. Let people know when you don't like what you feel in your gut about the things they're doing or the things they're saying. And if they're actually on your team, they'll be willing to listen. You know, that's kind of the way it works. Communication's key. Being passionate about something doesn't mean you need to be forceful or angry about it. That is definitely a great conclusion I can leave on for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Catch me next time. Peace.